guys, welcome to Making Mindfulness Fun. We are on the last one of this series of Enneagrams and anger, and we're talking about the type 9s today.
So if this is the first time to our channel here at Making Mindfulness Fun, we help you on your path to your highest self and help you so that you can experience more joy, love, and liberation from your negative emotions.
Please be sure to like this video and subscribe and turn on post notifications because we put out videos every single day and we don't want you to miss them.
All right, type 9s. Now, you are the peacemaker, but that does not mean that you do not get angry. In fact, you tend to blow up out of nowhere and you kind of blindside people because you're like, oh, you're just so chill, so chill. Oh my goodness, what just happened? I'm really scared now. And so type 9s, we want to try to help you identify that anger before it comes out, or at the very least, when it comes out, help you process it so that you feel better about yourself.
I thought this was actually pretty funny because I was talking to my younger brother the other day and he's pretty new to the Enneagram and he was like, what emotion do you feel again? I know mine's fear. And I'm like, oh, mine's anger. He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, no, I fall asleep to the anger, and which I'll get to in a second. But he's like, yeah, you just gotta feel the anger more because it's type 7 self. He's like, yeah, just feel everything, just go with it. I'm like, yeah,
Except
no.
don't feel the
type
emotions.
yeah.
7s are like, kind of, but don't really.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But anyway, type 9s, you're in the anger triad. This can be really shocking to people, but to you, it's not really. And how your anger shows up is that you fall asleep to it. So it's not the type 1 who suppresses their anger and is aware of it. We as type 9, we try to avoid anger. We try to pretend it's not there because our core desire is harmony. And so I thought this is a really big one for me throughout all my years, and especially growing up, is that I would try to have a sense of internal harmony that all of a sudden I just couldn't handle it anymore, and I would blow up often. I would just suddenly throw, not temper tantrums, but throw stuff and be like, oh, I'm just so frustrated. And so for me, what was really huge is that as type 9s, we have to notice that anger before it gets to that point and recognize it and think, what is frustrating me right now? And especially because it's tied to our sense of harmony, is that, am I having a realistic expectation right now of the peace that I can maintain, and how can I make this easier for myself to process this discomfort and these negative feelings?
Yeah, and so like all the types, we have this sense of anger toward the world, anger towards ourselves, and this would correlate for the type 9 as conflict within and conflict in others and conflicting interaction with the world. So you could have an interaction where someone approaches you in a debating type aggressive manner. You could have an internal conflict of emotional conflict, something that maybe you're desiring but you don't feel like you're capable of doing, or vice versa. And then you can also be in an environment where other people are in conflict. And this happens often because we have a big family. Conflict is natural. And so Isabel oftentimes feels just that sense of anger, even if she's not herself involved in that conflict. And so I think for type 9s, it would probably help to, in some ways, detach, but in a wholesome oneness type of experience, not to detach from everything, detach and continue to repress that anger, but perhaps to notice that anger, notice that that's happening in the external world, that you're interconnected to everyone, but you're also a whole integrated being in and of yourself, and you have love and harmony available to you at any time.
Yeah, type 9s, expectation is a really hard thing for you to navigate because as much as you are the peacemaker, you have goals, you have desires, you have to, for Isabel a long time ago, she didn't go do the big hikes with Gabby and I, and deep down, while she wanted peace and ease, she wanted to be included and feel badass and go do fun things. And so I think that becomes a common theme with type 9s at every stage of life, that you want to achieve more in your life. You have career goals, you have goals as a parent, you have goals with your friends, maybe athletically, you have things you want to pursue. And in order to pursue anything in life, there has to be some element of suffering or of work or of discomfort. And so being aware of that and having a really clear expectation for yourself of, this is the area where I'm going to push outside my comfort zone, and this is the area where I'm going to step back and create harmony for myself, a sacred space where you can put on headphones and listen to theta waves and block out the rest of the world. Mindfulness for sure is why Isabel's such a great mindfulness coach, is because I think she's realized that the only thing she can control is her internal harmony. She can't always change the external. And so by tuning in, and you really can get good at creating internal harmony, even if you're a type 8 or a type 3, at any point in your day, in any situation with training.
Yeah, and I think that's a really big one, especially because we try to plan out, especially like, okay, I'm gonna have peace at this time and conflict at this time, but sometimes the world just doesn't work like that. You'll have unexpected conflict and you can't control it. So I think it's really important not only just have mindfulness in general for type 9s, but having something that you're gonna do afterwards to help yourself calm down. And I think the biggest way to do this is through journaling, because we need to express, we end up feeling anger after that, and we need to be able to express it instead of falling asleep to it. So we need to, having a journaling practice is probably really good, but also maybe even or otherwise having someone you can talk to about your emotions, because you feel like in those scenarios that you can't really talk about those, what you're feeling in those, because you're like, oh, I just need to like let everyone else be harmonious, get their thing out. I'm just gonna like take a step back. So making sure that you have time to express what you're feeling is gonna be extremely important. So I think that wraps up our Enneagram and Anger series. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a comment below if you enjoyed it. And stay tuned here at Making Mindfulness Fun for further videos on chakras, Enneagram, mindfulness, and more.